Imagine if everything you ever wanted was already inside you. Imagine if your only enemy was not the world outside, but the thoughts inside your head. What could you achieve if you finally unlocked the code to your own mind? This is where your transformation begins. Chapter 1. The Power of Belief. Belief is the seed of every destiny. Every empire, every invention, every success story started with a thought that refused to die. Think of the Wright brothers. Everyone laughed when they said humans could fly. Experts declared it impossible. But the brothers carried a belief stronger than ridicule. And because of that belief, we now live in an age of airplanes and space travel. Belief works like a silent architect. If you believe you are weak, your actions will match that weakness. If you believe you are strong, your actions will rise to meet that strength. Your brain is not neutral. It listens to the words you feed it every single day. So if your self-talk is full of "I cannot," "I am not enough," "I will never succeed," your life becomes a mirror of those lies. But change the language. Say, "I am capable, I am worthy, I am growing every day." And slowly the mind begins to obey. Your actions catch up with your new belief, and your life begins to transform. Exercise. Close your eyes right now and repeat these lines with power. I believe in my power. I believe in my future. I believe in my ability to rise. Do this daily, and watch belief shape your destiny. Chapter 2. Breaking the Chains of Fear. Fear is a liar. It whispers in your ear that you are not ready, that you will fail, that people will laugh. But fear has one weakness. It cannot survive action. Every great person you admire was afraid. Oprah was told she was not fit for television. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. They all felt fear, but instead of running, they used it as fuel. Fear is not the absence of courage. It is the invitation to practice courage. Picture this. You stand before a locked door. Behind it is your dream life. Fear is the guard standing in front of it. The only way to reach the door is to walk through fear. And once you step through, you realize it was only smoke. Exercise. Write down 3 fears holding you back right now. Next to each fear, write one small action you can take today. Face it once and it shrinks. Face it daily and it disappears. Chapter 3. The Warrior Mindset. Life is not gentle. It will throw storms at you. It will test your patience. It will knock you down again and again. But there are 2 kinds of people. The first surrender and say, "This is my fate." The second rise and say, "This is my fight." The warrior mindset is not about violence. It is about resilience. It is about deciding that no matter how many times life hits you, you will rise one more time than you fall. Think of Nelson Mandela. He was locked in a prison cell for 27 years. Most men would have been broken. But Mandela walked out, not bitter, not broken, but stronger. And with that strength, he united a divided nation. Warriors are not born, they are forged. Every hardship you face is a hammer. Every challenge is fire shaping your steel. You either melt into weakness, or you rise as unbreakable. Imagine yourself standing in an arena. All your fears, doubts, and failures are standing as enemies in front of you. One by one you face them. Every strike you take makes you stronger. Every scar you earn makes you wiser. This is the warrior's path. Exercise. Write down the hardest trial of your life. Now write what it taught you, what strength it secretly gave you. Read it aloud and say, "This did not destroy me, this made me." Chapter 4. Vision Beyond the Horizon. A mind without vision is like a ship without a compass. You may sail, but you will drift endlessly. Vision gives direction to your struggle. It gives meaning to your pain. It gives fuel to your mornings and peace to your nights. Think of Elon Musk. He did not dream small. He dreamed of rockets landing back on Earth. He dreamed of humanity living on Mars. People mocked him, said it was fantasy. But vision is what turns the impossible into inevitable. Here is the truth. Your current reality is temporary. It is only the reflection of your past thoughts and actions. If you want to change your future, you must first create a vision so clear, so powerful that it pulls you forward, even when you feel weak. Close your eyes right now and picture your dream life. Where are you living? Who is beside you? What are you creating? How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Make the picture vivid, make it alive, because the brain cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. The more you visualize, the more your subconscious begins to shape your reality toward that vision. Exercise. Take 10 minutes daily to write your vision in present tense. Not I want, but I am. Not someday, but now. For example, instead of I want success, write I am successful and I inspire others every day. Repeat this until your vision feels like your truth. Chapter 5. The Power of Self-Discipline. What separates dreamers from achievers? Not talent, not luck, not even intelligence. It is self-discipline. Discipline is the invisible bridge that carries you from where you are to where you want to be. Without it, dreams remain dreams. With it, impossible goals become reality. Think about it. Every champion you know, every leader you admire, every great figure in history, they were not free from distractions. They were not blessed with unlimited energy. They simply mastered themselves. Let me tell you about Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players the world has ever seen. He wasn't just talented, he was relentless. When his teammates were sleeping, he was in the gym at 4 a.m. When they practiced for 2 hours, he practiced for 6. While others celebrated one victory, he was already preparing for the next. Kobe himself once said, "I never get bored with the basics." That's discipline, doing the unexciting, doing the repetitive, doing what others refuse to do. This is why he became a legend. Not because he was born different, but because he chose different habits. Discipline is like a muscle. At first it feels heavy. You resist, you make excuses. But the more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Discipline means saying no to instant pleasure so you can say yes to your future. It's choosing to study instead of scrolling. It's choosing to wake up early instead of hitting snooze. It's choosing to work on your dream even when no one is watching. Most people wait for motivation to take action. But the truth is, motivation is a spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps burning. Look at Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison, 27 years of his life taken away. Yet he disciplined his mind to stay strong, to stay hopeful, to prepare for the day he would walk free. That discipline created one of the greatest leaders of all time. Ask yourself, what is one area of your life where you lack discipline? Is it health, work, focus? Now write down one small action you will take daily no matter what. Maybe 10 push-ups every morning, maybe reading 10 minutes a day, maybe writing one idea in a journal. Do it every single day, not when you feel like it, not when it's convenient. Every single day. Remember this truth. Discipline is the path, freedom is the reward. Chapter 6. Mastering Emotional Resilience. Life will break you. Life will test you. Life will throw storms you never expected. But the question is not, will the storm come? The question is, will you rise again after it passes? That is resilience, and the ability to bend but not break, to fall but rise stronger, to turn pain into power. There was a man named Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the horrors of Nazi concentration camps during World War II. He lost his family. He was starved, beaten, stripped of dignity. Yet he discovered one thing the Nazis could not take away: his inner freedom. Frankl realized that even in the worst suffering, humans have the power to choose their response. Out of that experience, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning, a book that has healed millions. His resilience transformed unimaginable pain into a message of hope for the world. Resilience doesn't mean you never feel fear, sadness, or doubt. It means you don't let those emotions control you. When failure comes, and it will, resilience whispers, try again. When betrayal comes, resilience says, trust again. When loss comes, resilience says, love again. Think about a tree in the middle of a storm. The wind bends it, the rain hits it, but the roots keep it grounded. That is what resilience does to your mind. Thomas Edison failed more than 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Most people would have quit after 10 failures, maybe 100. But Edison said, I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work. That is resilience. He didn't see failure as the end. He saw it as part of the path. Think of the biggest challenge you are facing right now. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Write it down. Look for the lesson inside the pain. Then create a personal mantra, something you can repeat when life hits hard. For example, I rise after every fall. I bend, but I do not break. This challenge is shaping me. Repeat it until it becomes your inner voice. Because here is the truth. Storms don't last forever, but resilient people do. Chapter 7. The Fearless Voice. Social Confidence. The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what others think. You want to speak, but you stay silent. You want to stand up, but your knees shake. You want to shine, but the fear of judgment keeps you in the shadows. But what if I told you, your voice is more powerful than you think? That inside you there is a voice the world desperately needs to hear. Story. Let's go back to a young Warren Buffett. Yes, the billionaire investor. As a young man, Warren was terrified of speaking in public. His heart raced, his palms sweated, and his voice broke whenever he had to talk in front of a group. This fear was so bad that he avoided classes where presentations were required. But one day, he realized that if he wanted to influence, if he wanted to lead, if he wanted to live his potential, he could not stay a prisoner to fear. So, he signed up for a public speaking course. Day after day, he forced himself to stand up in front of strangers to speak, to stumble, to fail, and to try again. And here's the lesson. Warren Buffett said later in his life, "The single greatest skill that boosted my career was learning to speak with confidence." His net worth, his influence, his leadership, all of it multiplied because he broke free from the chains of fear. Explanation. Social confidence is not about being the loudest in the room. It's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about valuing your message more than fearing someone's opinion. The truth is, people are not thinking about you as much as you imagine. They are too busy thinking about themselves. Every time you hesitate to speak, remember, silence steals your opportunities, while courage creates them. Think about leaders, teachers, entrepreneurs, even artists. What do they all have in common? They speak, they share, they express, and because of that, they influence millions. Another story. There was a shy boy named Jim Carrey. In school he was awkward, quiet, and insecure. But one day he gathered the courage to perform comedy in front of his classmates. They laughed. He felt alive. That one act of courage led him to chase comedy, and today Jim Carrey is one of the most loved entertainers in the world, all because he chose expression over fear. Practical exercise. This week I want you to step into courage. Start one small conversation every day. Compliment a stranger. Ask someone how their day is going. Order your coffee with eye contact and a smile. Then, challenge yourself. Once a week, share an idea in a group setting. Speak up in a meeting, a class, or even among friends. Don't wait for confidence to come first. Act first, and confidence will follow. Remember this mantra. My voice matters, my presence matters, I am not invisible. Chapter 8. The Unstoppable Growth Lifestyle. There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who live the same year 70 times and call it a life. And those who grow, evolve, and transform into something greater every single year. Which one will you be? Story. Let's talk about Oprah Winfrey. She was born into poverty, faced abuse, rejection, and endless setbacks. By all odds, she should have remained invisible. But Oprah refused to be defined by her past. She treated every failure as a lesson, every setback as fuel. She once said, "Turn your wounds into wisdom." That is the mindset of growth. Today, Oprah is not just a talk show host. She is an icon, a billionaire, a global force for change. Her secret? She never stopped growing. She invested in her mind, in her habits, in her surroundings. Explanation. Growth is not an event, it's a lifestyle. It is the choice to wake up each day and ask, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? The growth lifestyle is built on 3 pillars. 1. Environment. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. If your circle is full of negativity, your growth will suffocate. 2. Habits. Small, consistent actions shape your identity. Journaling, reading, exercising, learning. These are not hobbies. They are investments. 3. Mindset. Challenges are not roadblocks. They are stepping stones. A failure is not the end. It is feedback. Another story. Take Michael Jordan, cut from his high school basketball team. Most kids would have given up. But Jordan said, "I failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." He turned failure into training, rejection into fire, doubt into determination. That is the growth lifestyle in action. Practical exercise. Tonight, take out a journal. Write down 3 questions. 1. What did I learn today? 2. How did I grow today? 3. What can I do better tomorrow? Answer these daily. Within months, you'll notice your perspective shifting. Your brain will stop focusing only on problems and start focusing on progress. And remember this mantra: I am not fixed, I am growing, I am becoming unstoppable. Chapter 9. The Code of Belief. Unlocking your inner power. Every great achievement in history began not with money, not with talent, not with luck, but with belief. Belief is the invisible code that unlocks your true potential. Without belief, even the strongest will crumble. With belief, even the weakest can rise. Story. Let's travel back to 1954. At that time, doctors and scientists believed it was impossible for a human to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Experts said the body would collapse, the heart would explode, that it simply could not be done. But then came Roger Bannister. He refused to accept that belief. On May 6, 1954, he ran a mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. The impossible became possible. But here's the real magic. Within months, dozens of other runners broke the same record. Why? Because the barrier was never in the body. It was in the mind. Once Bannister proved it was possible, others believed too. And their belief unlocked new limits. Explanation. Belief is not just positive thinking. Belief is fuel. Belief is the foundation upon which every dream is built. If you believe you are capable, you will act like it. If you believe you are unworthy, you will sabotage yourself. Your outer world is simply a reflection of your inner beliefs. Another example. Look at Muhammad Ali. Long before the world recognized him, he declared, "I am the greatest." He believed it before anyone else did. That belief gave him the courage to train harder, to fight stronger, to endure more than his opponents. Practical exercise. Write down 3 limiting beliefs you carry. Maybe you think, I'm not smart enough, I'm not confident enough, I don't deserve success. Now rewrite them as empowering beliefs. For example, I am capable of learning anything. I am enough just as I am. I deserve success and happiness. Read these every morning. Let them reprogram your mind. Because here is the truth. You don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you believe it to be. Chapter 10. The Courage to Take Action. Dreams are free, action is priceless. Millions of people dream of success, but only a few have the courage to act. And that, my friend, is the difference between wishing and winning. Story. Let me tell you about Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She started with no investors, no experience, and no one who believed in her. For 2 years, she worked selling fax machines by day and chasing her business idea by night. Everyone laughed at her, doubted her, told her it wouldn't work, but she acted anyway. She knocked on doors, she made calls, she faced rejection after rejection. Finally, she landed one deal, then another. Today, she is a billionaire. But none of it would have happened if she had waited for perfect timing, perfect resources, or perfect approval. She acted. Explanation. Action is the bridge between your dreams and your destiny. But most people never cross that bridge because of fear. They wait until they feel ready. But let me tell you this, you will never feel fully ready. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. Another example. Think about Elon Musk. People called him crazy when he risked everything to build Tesla and SpaceX. They said he would fail, He nearly went bankrupt. But he acted, and his actions reshaped entire industries. Practical exercise. What is one dream you've been postponing? Maybe starting a business, writing a book, changing your career, or speaking your truth. Write it down, then ask, what is the smallest action I can take in the next 24 hours? Send that email, write that first page, register that domain. Take that walk toward your health goal. Repeat this mantra. I act now. I choose courage. My actions create my future. Because one step taken today is worth more than 1,000 dreams postponed for tomorrow. Chapter 11. The Fire of Persistence. Most people quit too soon. They give up right before the finish line. They surrender when success is just around the corner. But persistence. Persistence is the difference between those who almost succeed and those who actually succeed. Let me take you back to the life of Thomas Edison, the man who gave the world the light bulb. People know his success, but few know his struggle. Edison failed over 1,000 times before finally creating a working light bulb. Journalists once asked him, how did it feel to fail 1,000 times? Edison replied calmly, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. Think about that. Where others saw failure, he saw process. Where others gave up, he persisted. And because of that, billions of lives changed forever. Explanation. Persistence is not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's often boring, repetitive, and lonely. It's waking up every day and doing the work even when results don't show. It's facing rejection and still standing. It's being knocked down and still rising. The truth is, talent can start a race, but only persistence can finish it. Colonel Harlan Sanders, the founder of KFC, is another example. At the age of 65, broke and desperate, he went door to door trying to sell his fried chicken recipe. He was rejected 1,009 times before someone finally said yes. Imagine if he had quit after 100 rejections, or 500, or even 1,000. But he didn't. That one more try changed his life and created a global empire. Persistence is not about never falling, it's about never staying down. Life will test your patience. Life will delay your results. But persistence whispers, keep going. Think of bamboo trees. When you plant them, they don't grow above ground for years. You water them, nurture them, and see nothing. But beneath the soil, roots are forming, strong and deep. Then suddenly, one year, the bamboo shoots up 80 feet in weeks. That's what persistence looks like. Exercise. Take a goal you've been working on. Ask yourself, am I quitting too soon? Am I giving up before the bamboo breaks through? Write down one promise. No matter how many times I fall, I will rise again. No matter how many times I hear no, I will try again. Repeat this mantra daily. I persist until I succeed. My breakthrough is on the other side of my persistence. Chapter 12. The Circle of Influence. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. The people you surround yourself with are shaping your destiny, whether you realize it or not. There was once a young man named Bill Gates. Before he became the richest man in the world, he was just another student with big dreams. But his best friend, Paul Allen, shared the same passion for computers. They challenged each other, supported each other, and pushed each other to new heights. Together, they built Microsoft. Would Gates have succeeded alone? Maybe. But with the right influence by his side, he became unstoppable. Explanation. Your circle can either fuel your fire or drain your energy. Surround yourself with complainers and you'll start complaining. Surround yourself with dreamers and you'll start dreaming. Jim Rohn once said, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Think about that. Who are your 5? Are they lifting you higher or pulling you down? Oprah Winfrey has often spoken about how important her circle was in shaping her journey. She intentionally surrounded herself with people who challenged her, believed in her, and reminded her of her vision when she forgot. That circle helped her stay strong when the world doubted her. Deep dive. The truth is, your environment is stronger than your willpower. You may have the best intentions, but if you are surrounded by negativity, laziness, or toxicity, it will slowly poison your mindset. But when you place yourself in a circle of visionaries, go-getters, and believers, You rise naturally. You don't even have to force it. Growth becomes contagious. Exercise. Take a piece of paper and draw 2 columns. In the first, write down the names of the people you spend the most time with. In the second, write how each person influences you, positive, neutral, or negative. Now make a decision. Spend more time with the positive. Limit the negative. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that align with the person you want to become. And remember this mantra: I choose my circle wisely. My environment builds my success. Chapter 13. The Warrior of Failure. Turning defeat into power. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the training ground of success. Every champion you admire has scars. Every hero has wounds. Every great story carries moments of defeat. But here's the secret. Failure is not final unless you quit. Take J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Before the world celebrated her, she was a single mother living in poverty, rejected by 12 publishers. Imagine that. 12 people told her she wasn't good enough, that her story had no future. Most people would have stopped. But she didn't. She persisted. And today, Harry Potter is one of the most successful book series of all time, worth billions, inspiring millions. Failure didn't destroy her. Failure shaped her. Failure is feedback. It is life's way of asking, how much do you want this? The difference between the successful and the unsuccessful is simple. Successful people see failure as a teacher. Unsuccessful people see it as an enemy. When you fail, you have 2 choices. 1. Hide, complain, and give up. 2. Learn, adapt, and rise stronger. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall dozens of times, stumble, crash, cry, but they rise again. And eventually, they walk. Imagine if babies gave up after the 10th fall. Humanity would still be crawling. Another story. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper job because his editor said, "You lack imagination and have no good ideas." Later, he started multiple companies that failed. But he kept going. Eventually, Disney built a global empire of storytelling and dreams. Failure didn't stop him. It refined him. Here's the truth. Failure is not something to avoid. It is something to embrace. Every failure strips away what doesn't work and brings you closer to what does. The road to success is built with bricks of failure. Without them, the road doesn't exist. Write down your last 3 failures. Now, under each one, write the lesson it taught you. Then ask yourself, how did this failure prepare me for my future? Repeat this mantra daily. Failure is my teacher. Defeat is not my destiny. Every fall makes me stronger. Chapter 14. The Vision of the Future. Living with Purpose. A life without vision is like a ship without a compass, drifting, lost at the mercy of the waves. But a life with vision? That is power. That is clarity. That is unstoppable momentum. Let me take you to Martin Luther King Jr. On August 28, 1963, he stood before thousands in Washington and declared, "I have a dream." His vision was not small. It was bold, daring, larger than himself. That vision changed the course of history. He didn't say, "I have a plan." He said, "I have a dream." Why? Because plans may fail, but vision never dies. Explanation. Vision is more than goals. Goals are targets you hit. Vision is the direction of your life. Vision is the bigger picture that pulls you forward even when life gets heavy. Without vision, people wander. They chase distractions, they follow trends. But with vision, every decision has meaning. Every step has direction. Steve Jobs had a vision: to put a computer in the hands of everyday people, to make technology simple, beautiful, and accessible. He faced setbacks, was even fired from Apple, the company he founded. But his vision pulled him back. That vision gave us the iPhone, the Mac, and innovations that shaped our world. Purpose is not something you find outside. Purpose is something you create inside. It comes from your values, your passions, your deepest desires. Your vision doesn't have to be as grand as changing the world, but it must be meaningful enough to change your world. When you wake up each day knowing why you are here, You stop living by accident and start living by intention. Close your eyes and imagine your ideal life 5 years from now. Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? What impact are you making? Write it down, make it vivid, describe it in detail. Then, every day, take one step toward that vision. And repeat this mantra. I live with purpose. I walk with vision. My future is greater than my past. Chapter 15. The Power of Discipline, Mastering Yourself. Discipline is freedom. People think discipline is a prison, but in truth, discipline is the key that unlocks the prison of chaos. Without discipline, dreams stay dreams. With discipline, dreams turn into reality. Let's look at the life of Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players the world has ever seen. Kobe had talent, yes, but what set him apart was discipline. He would wake up at 4 a.m. to practice while others slept. He would train harder than anyone else, studying every move, every detail. Even after winning championships, he didn't stop. His discipline made him unstoppable. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Motivation may start the engine, but discipline drives the car to the destination. Discipline is not about being harsh on yourself. It is about building systems, routines, and habits that keep you moving forward even on bad days. Think of discipline as your personal bodyguard, protecting your vision, guarding your future, keeping you on track. Take Will Smith before he was a global superstar. He once said, I am not afraid of someone more talented than me, but if we get on a treadmill together, you will either get off first or I will die on that treadmill. That's discipline. It wasn't talent alone that built his career. It was discipline day after day, brick after brick. Every time you practice discipline, you build self-respect. You prove to yourself that you can be trusted. And that is priceless. The opposite is also true. Every time you break your own word, you weaken your self-belief. Discipline is not about perfection. It is about persistence. It is about showing up again and again. Pick one small habit you've been avoiding. Maybe exercising for 10 minutes, writing one page, or waking up earlier. Commit to it for 7 days without excuse. Then extend it to 21 days. Soon, it will become your identity. Repeat this mantra. I am stronger than my excuses. I choose discipline. I master myself. Chapter 16. The Legacy of the Mind. Living beyond yourself. One day, your life will end. Your time on this earth will close. And in that moment, the question will not be, how much did you have, but what did you leave behind? Consider Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison. He could have come out bitter, broken, angry. Instead, he chose forgiveness, unity, and vision. He did not just live for himself. He lived for his people. His legacy is freedom, equality, and hope. Legacy is not about money, buildings, or fame. Legacy is about impact. It is the invisible footprint you leave on the lives of others. Every word you speak, every action you take, every life you touch. This is your legacy in motion. We live in a world obsessed with me, but the truth is, a life worth living is a life lived for something greater than yourself. Legacy means planting trees under whose shade you may never sit. Mother Teresa never owned wealth or property. She didn't chase fame. But her legacy lives on because of the lives she healed, the love she gave, the hope she inspired. You don't need to be a world leader to create legacy. Your legacy may be the children you raise with love, the kindness you show a stranger, the art you create, the ideas you share, the courage you inspire. Legacy begins the moment you decide to live intentionally, to serve, to lift others as you rise. Ask yourself today, if I were gone tomorrow, what would people remember me for? Then live your life in a way that aligns with the answer you want. Start building that legacy today, not someday. Repeat this code. My life matters. My actions echo beyond me. I live for impact. I live for legacy. Final conclusion. Rise of the mind. You have walked this journey of transformation, from courage to failure, From vision to discipline, from confidence to legacy. Each chapter has been a piece of the puzzle. But now the real work begins. Listening is not enough. Knowledge without action dies in silence. Remember this. You are not here by accident. You are here with purpose. Your mind is the battlefield, and you are the warrior. Your past does not define you. Your fears do not control you. Your failures do not destroy you. The question is not whether you can rise. The question is, will you choose to rise? Because the mind is powerful. And when you rise in your mind, you rise in your life. So stand tall, live boldly, dream wildly, act fearlessly, and leave a legacy that will echo long after you are gone. Final tip. Say to yourself, I am unstoppable. I am limitless. I rise, I conquer, I transform. This is the rise of my mind. The final word. This is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning. You now hold the code, the habits, the vision, the power. But remember, knowledge is wasted without action. Every word you heard means nothing unless you decide to live it. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Rise above fear. Rise above doubt. Rise above the voice that says you are not enough. Because you are enough. You are powerful. You are unstoppable. And the world is waiting. Waiting for your voice, your courage, your story. So go. Walk forward with fire in your heart and purpose in your steps. This is your time. This is your moment. And when history remembers your name, let it remember this truth. You lived boldly. You lived authentically. You lived with unshakable confidence. The Rise of the Mind is not just a book. It is your new life. Live it, breathe it, be it.